Previously, in the Demon Slayer, we saw that Tanjiro was stalking Gayu to convince him to join Hashira training, but he finds himself unworthy of the title of Hashira. Gayu was crushed under the feelings that first his sister died while saving him from demons, and later, in the final selection exams, Sabito saved everyone from demons and Gayu got beaten up by the first demon he came across. And after the exams were over and when he woke up, he heard that even Sabito died. Sabito was much more powerful and noble than him, so Gayu feels Sabito should be the one to have the title of Hashira, and feels that he doesn't have the right to live, but Tanjiro made him realize that he should pass on what his dead sister and Sabito entrusted him with, and that is the future. Those words made Gayu realize how wrong he was and chose to join the Hashira training, but on the other side, Shinobu was about to tell Kano how to defeat the upper rank 2, Doma, so prepare yourself guys, because this season is a calm before the storm, so I won't give you any sort of spoilers, but the future is gonna be messed up, so let's continue the story. Tengen was training the weakling as usual and targets the laziest one among them. He didn't let him leave until he used his full stamina to run forward. Tengen was tasked with increasing their stamina, which is the basic of training, and if they're this weak then they can't train with any other Hashira, so seeing one guy in pain, others started to work out diligently. And there Tanjiro comes in with full spirit to start his training. Tengen was happy that Tanjiro was in one piece even after fighting 2 upper moon demons, that lifted his spirit even more. So Tanjiro started to work out and outdid everyone with his stamina and will. He was rather too happy, and then he goes to meet with Tengen's wives, everyone they're happy to see him again, and Tengen was making others complete their meal or else he threatened to double their training. Nutrients are important for training, so Tanjiro also took his share. There one guy wanted to swap places with his friend because he had night patrol duty, which means he doesn't have to take morning training, but he refused. They were all disappointing in the end. Then the guy goes for the night duty with his partner. They were talking about how demons are showing up less nowadays, and suddenly his friend disappeared in darkness, so Long Face got scared that it could only be a demon's work, but his friend just pulled a prank on him, nothing more. This type of prank are dangerous, and suddenly they heard rustling of rats, so they ran off to complete their patrol duties, and the upper rank 4 was spying on them. Then comes the next morning with another hellish training. Tanjiro was the only one with high spirit, no one else, and others understands they need at least that much stamina to fight the upper rank demons, so they asked about upper rank demons. And Tanjiro was influenced by Mitsuri that he explained how strong they are in Mitsuri style. No one got anything at all, and now it was the last training for them. So Tengen decided to send them to the mountains for that, but his wife's knew Tengen is gentle on the inside. Just the other day when a kid didn't arrive, he didn't eat his meal and went looking for him, but Tengen heard it all and said he feels responsibility, because Kagaya has entrusted them to him, so Tanjiro also went to run around the mountain and remembers he had to eat noodles to win against Gayu. He bet that if he wins, Gayu had to join the training. Gayu could have eaten more, but he said if Tanjiro could finish this last batch, he could win, and Tanjiro had to gobble it up. On the other side, Abanai meets Sanemi at a shrine. Both of them knew the Demon Slayer members will be useless against upper ranks, but that's not important. Sanemi was still wondering about the place he saw with Abanai, the Infinity Castle in their last mission. Those demons disappeared in a flash without a trace in that castle, so they could only guess what they saw. So Abanai searched through everything he could but found nothing on that place, and after that the demons from that city just vanished like they were never there. But the gathering of demons on this scales makes it clear that they will target Nezuko without a doubt, and Abanai can't help but feel anxious, like something is about to happen, and it's just a calm before storm. Even so, Sanemi was feeling be positive and had one thing in mind. Abanai also had the same thing in mind, to fight each other, but aside from that, Tanjiro was helping Tengen's wives in the kitchen and sat around to have a rest. They gave him a tea, and Hina once again thanked Tanjiro for his help in the entertainment district. He and his friends helped them a lot because if they missed even a single person, Tengen would have died, so they saved Tengen from that tragic, but they all knew Tengen still wished to fight as he talks in his sleep, and that is why Hina requests Tanjiro to defeat Muzan. After that, Tengen got the new idea of training in real combat. In this he becomes a demon in the darkness, and they all have to survive. But Tanjiro has to save them and beat Tengen. Tengen was too fast for them as he kept reducing the number one by one. Tanjiro couldn't follow up his movement until he stopped. Those kids were scared to fight a former Hashira, so Tanjiro gathered them and saved them from Tengen. Just one hand attack yet, Tanjiro barely handled his attack. Tanjiro was going toe-to-toe with him. The fight was intense between them, and seeing Tanjiro, others builds up their confidence to come together. They all gangs up on Tengen and the training got over in Tengen's favor. They still thinks they can't hope to fight a Hashira, but they all believe Hashiras and Tanjiro would defeat Muzan. So it woke up a new will inside of them to get stronger, and now Tanjiro could move on now. But Tengen leaves his hope on Tanjiro of defeating Muzan, and just like that Tanjiro bids farewell to everyone and leaves to train with another Hashira now, and the next one was none other than one of the strongest, Muichiro, of the mist breathing. And that is how our episode 3 comes to an end, but if you haven't seen the previous episodes of the series, then the playlist link is in the description. Please watch all the episodes to understand the story, so until then, take care.